Well, g'day, good afternoon, greetings, maybe good morning, or good whatever you are, wherever you are in the world and listening to us across this big musical world on the World Wide Web. Greetings and welcome to Australian Radio Indie Music Scene Broadcast and Podcast. This is episode 3. Feel free to go back and watch. Sure.
Feel free
that one.
to go back and watch.
Just search Australian Radio Indie on your YouTube as we broadcast this show for the first time on Sunday night at 6 p.m. on the Central Coast of New South Wales. It's 9 a.m. in the UK and it's 2 a.m. in New York. Thanks for getting up and, well, you may be watching us on repeat. If you're watching us on YouTube or listening to a replay, then the time is obviously going to be a little different. Good morning to Sky, listening in Edinburgh, and to Moshi in Kyoto. It'd be nice being there at the moment.
Kyoto.
Yeah, Kyoto, wonderful, wonderful place, very historic.
We've got a radio program that comes on. There's 2 radio programs that are Japanese that are on our station in the middle of the night, so I'll have to inform you on those ones.
Okay.
Music's not quite country, but it's very entertaining.
Okay. And now if you want to shout out to you or your hometown, leave a comment and your name and location in the YouTube comments, and we'll be sure to mention you at some point. Speaking of which, we had a winner for our CD.
Our CD giveaway from last week. Chantel
Alexi CD is going to wing its way all the way to Anne in Champaign, Illinois.
Well, I've got another supporter of the station in Pearl City, Illinois, so I might even just send him out a surprise. So that's going out to you, Steve. So I hope you enjoy that one, mate.
And congratulations. The correct answer was name a pair of sporting brand. So, yeah. And what colour is lapis? So you could pick whatever shoe brand or sporting. And blue was obviously the right answer. This week we've got some fantastic music for you to enjoy. But before we start out, Jonesy, what did you get up to this week?
This week I've actually went down to that open mic show down at the Sunken Monkey.
Sunken Monkey? Yeah.
The Brass Monkeys in Cronulla. I'm not going that far at the moment. But there's a couple of nice acts, and it's just a lot of Central Coast artists that just aren't getting time to play. Some very talented artists were there, and also some very artists that probably are new or
up and coming, emerging,
being encouraged. There's a few older ones too that I've seen at a number of venues as well that obviously do the rounds and get up and have their songs, and it's just nice to see all these people getting up. And you have to be seated. You have to. You can't stand with the drink. There's
all these COVID restrictions. Fingers crossed they'll be closed soon.
Yes, let's hope so.
Not closed. Over soon, I meant.
Yes, looking forward to getting back to normality.
Okay.
Yes, very much so. So, what about yourself? What are you
doing?
No,
I had a bit of a family emergency up the coast, so I didn't get out much at all, mind you. I know that you went to your skin doctor.
Oh yes,
so you maybe give us an
update.
Maybe an update on that later on. But
Yeah,
I was up seeing my little bloke, the grandson, and I said, "Mate, we're outside. Put a hat on." He says, "I don't have to." And I look at him and go, "Oh, this is going to be good. Why not?" My eyes are brown, and I'm going, "That's a new one." I don't know what schools are teaching, but
only through the mouths of babes.
Yeah,
all these.
Don't have to wear a hat. My eyes are brown. Hey.
Nice. How old? Who is it, and how old is he?
That's Hal, and he's 3.5.
Wow.
So perhaps Hal could get his own segment of things he says to me.
Yeah. You should record him.
Yeah.
And he can do some voiceovers. You're listening to my pop.
Yeah, perhaps we should. Now, we've got some great music for you this week, some rambling stories, and we've got a live interview coming up. So what about
Maybe 2 interviews.
Or maybe 2 interviews.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Who have you brought to the table, my friend?
Or
who do you think we should call?
I think we should call Hayley Jensen. So what about we press some buttons here, and then we'll come back and we'll be talking to Hayley Jensen with the wonders of modern technology?
Let's do it. So,
okay.
We'll be calling Hayley.
Okay. Hayley, Welcome
Hello.
How are you going?
I'm fabulous. Thank you very much.
Where are you situated in this big wide world at the moment?
I'm in Sydney. I'm pretty well in the heart of Sydney. We live in Pyrmont, so
Nice.
looking out over the city right now.
Is that where you
beautiful.
broadcast for your videos each week?
It is indeed. Yes.
Because we were trying to pick that from the from the backdrop last week.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I thought it looked like
I've had a few
Brisbane,
people.
but no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was Brisbane.
No, Pyrmont.
Wow.
So there you're
Pyrmont,
looking back towards the city.
That's it.
And
yep.
your live streams on YouTube are on what day? So
on
for
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
7:30 Australian Eastern Time. It's on Thursday night. So they've been going great and a lot of fun. You know, do a whole lot of my own songs, plus take a few requests and done theme nights and all sorts of things. So it's been good to stay connected with people through all of this madness, where live music is sort of faded well into the background of our, lives at this point in time. So
yes, at this point in time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we might just, because this is going live, it'll be broadcast on the radio and on YouTube. So perhaps if people are just tuning in, I'm talking to Hayley Jensen about her new release, Breaking Heart. Hayley, well, you're a household name in Australia as a result of your television and recording successes. Many of our overseas listeners may be asking, Hayley, who? So let's take a minute to recap on your career to date. You appeared in Australian Idol and The Voice. You placed 4th in the second season of Idol in 2004. That seems like only yesterday.
A million years ago.
After Idol, you started your own record company and released an album and singles and toured nationally. You've performed for our troops overseas and at prime ministerial functions. That's pretty important.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty amazing experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, you've had success in a number of music genres and have performed at all the major concert venues around Australia. From 2016, you've focused on my interest, country music, with great success. You've been a Toyota Star Maker finalist, been nominated for and received numerous awards, represented Australia internationally at festivals in Canada, including world famous Calgary Stampede. That's number 1 or 2 on my bucket list still. I've ticked off a lot, but that's still on my bucket list. In addition, you headlined at the Bucket and Boots Festival in Manchester, UK. In 2018, you've released and toured your very successful Turning Up the Dial album. And earlier this year, released a duet of the Sarah McLachlan song Angel with Becky Cole, and more recently featured in the We Are One, a fundraiser for COVID-19 relief effort, which was the number 1 most downloaded Canadian song at country radio. That's obviously a lot of highlights for me to summarise. Hopefully I've done the best. Anything you'd like to add?
Take a breath, John. Take a breath.
Of the bio there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I've been up all morning researching. So now here's the tricky question. If you could go back and relive for just one day or one night, which musical success would you choose?
Oh my gosh, that is really, really, that's hard, isn't it? Look. It's really hard to pick one thing because like so many of the different experiences have had, different aspects of them that have been amazing. Like, when we did the big tour of all the entertainment centres after Australian Idol, that was just like mind-blowing, walking out onto a stage and there being thousands and thousands of people there, to watch you sing. But then I love singing my own songs. So I think, at this point, Calgary Stampede was like, that was just one of these kind of, I remember walking out on the stage and pinching myself like, wow. You are here right now. Can you believe that you're like?
And did you play up with my Canadian friend Amy Nelson over there?
I did indeed. We got lots of mischief.
I think we heard reports back. Okay. So your newest release, Breaking Hearts, is the first single from your forthcoming album, due set for release in 2021. Can you tell our audience about Breaking Hearts?
Sure. So this little song I actually wrote while I was over in Canada around for Stampede with an amazing couple of songwriters over there, and it was produced over there as well. So we did the whole recording my vocals in my cupboard here and sending them back over to the producer in Canada who made it sound $1 million, and it was just such an awesome experience to kind of write this song. I knew the sort of feel that we wanted to go for. It was a little bit different to anything that I'd done before. It's that real kind of swampy, kind of soulful, a little bit bluesy kind of feel.
Yeah, it's very good.
Thank you. So we just, and the producer just kind of took it and ran with it, and we sort of worked collaboratively, over the next few months. And, it's kind of just blown me away at how amazing this song is.
And the public have loved it, because Breaking Hearts is performing very well, and it's sitting at number 3 on the Music Network charts, and that's just 3 weeks after release. It's getting lots of love on streaming services. You've got to be happy about that. At this very moment, indeed, when you ask me if I could go back and relive, I feel like I'm living in the moment right now, that I'm just like, I don't want this to end. This is so amazing. So much love for Hayley out there at the moment.
Yeah,
that's nice.
We all love that. It's pretty special. I have, as you reading through all of those things and the time that I've been in the industry, it is a roller coaster. There's lots of ups and equally as many downs and times when you're sort of trying things and they don't work, or you're just trying to get ahead and things don't seem to line up. But this has just been one of those amazing experiences through, a crazy year where everything else seems to be, pretty rubbish. It's lovely to have something to, that I'll look back on this year and be like, that was the year that I actually had a song in the top 3 of the Music Network chart.
Wow.
For Australian country artists.
Hey,
so
Hayley, Jonesy here. Can I just ask one question? It really, I like to ask this question to a lot of artists. When you're like a seasoned professional, you've been around and you've played a lot of gigs, you've toured a lot of tours. When was the very first time you can recall as a child that you wanted to sing and dance and have a great time?
I'm an only child. So from a very young age, I was rallying everybody, my mum and dad and everyone that I could, from the neighbourhood, that I could get to watch me sing along to, the records in the lounge room and do a little dances and that sort of stuff. So I think I just always kind of knew in the back of my mind that it was,
you love to perform,
what I was going to do. Yeah.
Nice.
And,
is it a musical family?
Well, music was a big part of our family. It was always on, the music video shows were always on in the background. There was always music playing, and really good music, Just great. My folks had great taste in music, and the Eagles videos got lots of spins and all of.
I'm a lot older than you. I can remember MTV and when that first kicked off.
Jonesy's older than everybody, okay?
Right. I have a lot of surgery, mate, just to keep me looking young.
So jumping back to Breaking Heart, it's an animation video. Was the decision to make it an animation video, was that forced upon you by COVID or something you wanted to do from the outset?
It pretty well was, because I thought if I wanted to, create this storyline and everything else, it was pretty elaborate, the storyline in it. I had that vision early on of this sort of Wild Wild West theme and, the outlaw kind of being caught out by the female cowgirl gunslinger crew, for being a heartbreaker and,
That's a great video.
I had this, thank you, I had that sort of story in my mind, and I thought, how on earth am I going to bring this to life in reality, without a Hollywood budget and film set and everything like that. So it sort of was one of those kind of, I would have had to have compromised on what I was thinking for the story if we had done it in, a real video anyway. So it was kind of one of those opportunities where everything just sort of came together. It's like, well, you wouldn't want to be getting that close to anybody, anyway. And so and you can sort of create whatever you want when you're making an animation.
Well,
kill off the
well, that's what that is.
Outlaw.
That is, the attention to detail in your character in the video is superb. And so I just urge all of our listeners to check it out on YouTube. And for those who are watching the podcast, obviously it's going to come up. But I look at that. I look at you represented there. I'm thinking that's Hayley Jensen.
It's pretty clever, aren't they? I mean,
yeah, they
animators. Yeah,
they did a very good job.
Clever.
So
originally they came back with just a female. I said I wanted a blonde female, and I was like, can you make her look like me? Here's a couple of photos. And it came back and I was like, whoa, that's actually
nice work.
Yeah. Cool.
So on the video, so a normal video clip, as you said, generally requires a lot of planning and organisation, with generally a frantic shoot on the day. How much work was involved in producing the video clip as an animation?
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, here I was thinking, this will be easy. I'll just kind of come up with a storyline and send it off. And no, it doesn't happen like that. So there's a lot of work. It was, pulling every second of every
frame by frame.
It's all scripted out and storyboarded, and but I think, it was hours of work over a long period of time, rather than just you'd normally do like a 16-hour shoot or something, or like a couple of days of like full on.
It's quality. It's definitely quality, and it stands out. Definitely stands out amongst the crowd. Yep.
Thank you so much. I'm wrapped with it. I think I haven't seen anything else out there like it, and so I had high hopes, but it sort of exceeded all my expectations too.
Yeah.
So, and I'm wrapped that people love it, because it can always go both ways when you do something a bit different, can't it?
Now here's a question. From a curveball, okay?
Here we go.
So just out of interest, who would you have cast as your female companions in the video if it was a real story?
Oh, it's a tough one. They've got to be pretty, badass, I reckon. So I'd be putting Kirsty Lee Akers on the horse next to me.
Okay.
I know she'd give him plenty.
She'd give him plenty, okay.
Oh, yeah. Who else could I have there? It's a hard one.
I'd like to see that little girl on the horse. Kirsty Lee Akers. Kirsty.
You want to trotting along?
Well, that is okay. I'm going to throw my suggestion in.
That
is a real live.
What do you think?
That is a real live cowgirl.
Ooh.
Your friend and mine, Abby Ferris from South Australia.
Yes, yeah, I love Abby.
I think she'd be kicking ass as well.
Yeah, she would. She would indeed. Actually, she'd be. Yeah, she's awesome. Actually, I love her new song. Have you guys heard her latest single, Bad Boy Crush?
Bad Boy Crush, cool. Yes. I think that might feature next week or the week after in our program. Now, okay, and you don't have to answer this one, because we've got the two girls on the horse and yourself. What about the villain? Or you don't want to answer that because you might upset people.
Yeah, I'm like, who am I going to least offend? And it's probably just has to be my ex. But
Jonesy, that is, we've both worn our cowboy hats for this week, so perhaps Jonesy and I could just be the villains.
He's got the white hat, but I've got the black one.
Yeah.
Hey, well, there you go. You're the villain.
Okay.
It wouldn't be the first time someone said that to me. I can tell you that now. Anyway. Okay,
so are you allowed to give us any more hints about further releases from your forthcoming album, or are you going to keep those secret?
Well, look, I'm working on new songs at the moment. I'm working with a lot of. I have continued to work with the Canadian producers and songwriters. I've been songwriting with Clayton Bellamy, who's from the Roadhammers.
We love the Roadhammers.
I love that Mud song.
The Mud song, yeah.
Anyway.
So we've been working with Clayton, writing some really cool tunes, and another Canadian artist and producer, Dan Davidson, who's really, doing amazing stuff over there. So, I'm just sort of keeping it. I've just written a song with my good friend Phil Barton over in Nashville as well, on over Skype, which is a real banger. So it's kind of just, trying to decide.
Well, it's cheaper than an airfare.
That's it. I know.
Which I think may change a lot of people's views about. Look, we've got to go to Nashville to write a song, and you just go, no, well, we can do this via Skype. We can do it via Messenger. We can do it via Zoom.
Yeah, well,
exactly. Yeah.
You can do it by files.
Yeah.
Just send your files over and let them see what they think and how they work.
Well, that's exactly how it works. It's like, here's a little idea, voice memo that I came up with, and you send that over, and somebody else will add another part, and it's really awesome to be able to do it. And I actually, of all the bad things to come out of this year, that has been one of the really awesome things is kind of people just sort of working outside of their usual comfort zones and sticking to the regular ways of doing things. I think everyone's kind of tried to find new and exciting ways, and some work and some don't, and that's fine, but at least it's kind of making people be a bit more creative about the way they approach their work. So it's been good.
Okay, so we've been talking to Hayley Jensen about her latest single, Breaking Heart. How do people find out more information about you or follow your career?
Yeah, well, if you're on the socials, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all those things, Hayley Jensen. And as you mentioned earlier, 7:30 on Thursday nights is my regular hangout with Hayley.
Yes,
on
definitely
Facebook.
worth a watch. Yeah, definitely worth a watch.
Thank you. All the videos are on YouTube, and then if you just like,
and we'll put up the links. We'll put up the links from our program as well.
The links will be in the descriptions, and it's been.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Hayley, thanks for chatting with Australian Radio India. We're looking forward to more great music from you with the release of your album in 2021. I think a cover of Mud would be good. Anyway, good luck.
Yeah, we'll throw it on there, an acoustic version.
Yeah, that'd be good. Anyway, good luck. Bye for now. Peace and love.
Guys.
And I'll get you to introduce your latest single and music video, Breaking Heart.
This is Hayley Jensen with my brand new song, Breaking Heart.
Thanks, Hayley.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay.
Boy, you're cold, stone cold, ain't got no soul. Your heart's like a runaway, ain't got no home. No, should've known you're a low down lie. Every bridge that you cross swallowed up in fire. I wonder how you sleep at night with the light of your halo burning so damn bright. I don't know where to start. You build and you break, you build and you break till it all falls apart. You build and you break, you build and you're breaking hearts. Oh, 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 You drew me into your game like a moth to a flame. Guess I only got myself to blame. Oh, those poor girls waiting next in a line. They should have made you with a warning sign. You set them all up for a fall, just to knock them all down like a wrecking ball. I don't know where to start. You build and you break, you build and you break till it all falls apart. You build and I'm breaking, build
lots of applause there for Hayley Jensen and her new single/video release, Breaking Heart. If you're only listening to this, I would urge you to go on to YouTube and look up. So it's Hayley Jensen, Breaking Heart, BREAKIN, Heart. And it's a really fantastic animation. I think it's probably the way to go for many artists. And I then want you to have a look at the lead character, and you could just close your eyes and go, or open them and you go, that's Hayley Jensen in animation. Absolutely fantastic. So thanks for taking our call, Hayley, and congratulations with the success of Breaking Heart.
Yeah, and also Turning Up the Dial is still charting. I think it's at number 4 this week on our.
Well, I've actually had that in my script to say how you and your listeners were still enjoying Turn Up the Dial on Australian Radio Indie.
Yeah, it's at number 4. We'll have to get that chart out later in the show. Okie dokie. What's next on the agenda, my friend?
Well, I think next on the agenda, for the first 2 weeks, we've done collaboration/duets with Australian and international. First one's Caroline Jones, and she teamed up with Jimmy Buffett and Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney, yeah.
and others. And last week was that fantastic song by Angus Gill and Steve Earle.
Oh, great song.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we love the animation in that. We love that as a lyric video. So perhaps we've got that lyric video. We've got Hayley's animation one. This one, well, some people may say you're drawing a long bow. This one, we're going to feature Neely Rich. Now, Neely Rich are a married couple now. They first met at the Tamworth Academy for Country Music. So they're both much younger. Matt's from New Zealand. Amelia is from New South Wales. And I just like the fact that, they're able to take their surnames and come up with a band name, Neely Rich. Now, Matt and Amelia have been around, well, they've been performing for a number of years. I think you first put them on, I think you
We've been
put them
playing
on to me.
Yeah, we used to book them a while ago.
Yeah, and when you used to play them on the radio station, and I think, they used to perform up and around on the Central Coast. Matt and Amelia have moved. They've got one album out, and I know they've got a second album because I got a pre-release of it a long, long time ago. Right. But because of COVID, not being able to tour it, all those sorts of things, so they're releasing singles off it. And the latest single is My Town. It's a really great song. And because we're running a little bit short for time, and we might save an interview with Matt and Amelia for the next time they release a single.
Definitely.
What about we just play? So here's Matt and Amelia from Neely Rich and their latest single, My Town. Take it away, Matt.
My Town. All right, let's get it on.
Get it on.
Hey guys, it's Matt and Amelia from Neely Rich.
And you're listening to our brand new single, My Town. The one-stop light that keeps on flashing. Dust doves were cheering under Friday night lights. Can't help thinking about the way we had it. Man, we had it all right. Whiskey straight up, straight out the bottle. The crickets play the soundtrack, the bonfires rising up to the sky while the moonlight's shining down on us. Let's light it up, raise a cup, shake the ground. It's how we do in my town. Need more of that small town love. Can't get enough. No one's gonna take away my swinging out into the river. Bikini-type girls with beers in their hands. Boys out fishing with some good corn liquor. Man, we do what we can. Let's light it up, raise your cup, shake the ground. It's how we do it, my town. light it up, shake the ground in my town. Need more of, can't get enough. No one's gonna take away my town. Let's light it up, raise a cup, shake the ground. It's how we do in my town. Need more of small town love, can't get enough. No one's gonna take away my town. Let's light it up, raise a cup, shake the ground. It's how we do. Let's light it up, raise a cup, shake the ground. It's how we do in my town. It's how we do in my town.
Great song there by Nearly Rich, My Town. I'm really looking forward to COVID restrictions being lifted so we can get people back out there making music videos for us while we had that fantastic one by...
Captain, incoming message.
Oh,
Well, there we go. Captain, incoming message. That was Worf.
there you go. I'm not sure what happened then other than Jonesy and technology. Anyway, Nearly Rich, great song there, My Town. And yeah, fingers crossed they can do some more videos in the future, or we can maybe dig one of theirs out of archives for another time. So what have you got up next, Jonesy?
Well, you know how we got someone out of the shower a couple of weeks back?
Yes.
Let's try that trick again. The text message, I'll get him back. Texting me while I'm on air. The phone's ringing.
Okay.
G'day, is this the wonderful Mr. Dennis Val?
No, I'll just go get him. Dennis Val.
Oh, that's
The
Dennis.
wonderful one somewhere.
G'day, Dennis. Yeah, we're doing our radio show and we thought we'd hit you up since you hit us up with a text message. I thought, well, let's give him a ring.
Now I have
just
to.
come out of the house like all your other viewers.
Now I just have to ask: did we get you out of the shower?
Yeah, basically you do. I heard the phone going off in the shower, and
Oh.
lucky it's not on FaceTime. It wouldn't be a pleasant sight.
Oh.
Mm,
No, you'd be looking at myself and Jonesy.
Yeah,
We are not a pleasant sight.
you would not be looking at this side of the camera, mate. Trust me. How you been, my friend?
How am I? I'm good, mate. I'm just getting ready to take off for a gig soon.
Okay, well, on the line, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dennis Val, the singer. Oh, not singer. He's the singer-entertainer when he's Dennis Val. But lately, he's been out with over the last few years with that wonderful band Love Child. That is a wonderful band that we've been supporting here on Australian Radio Indie. And I got the man on the line right now, Mr. Val.
How are you, mate? No, thanks. You have been supporting us. Probably a number one supporter, and thanks for that.
Well, he did have. The next time he comes to one of your gigs, Dennis, you've got to give him a bigger T-shirt. He put one of your T-shirts on last week, and let me tell you, I think it must have gone into the dryer because it was a bit like a rubber band on an egg. Okay.
Sadly, that's true. It's just shrunk. I haven't grown. The shirt has definitely shrunk.
Yeah, there's no comment coming from me on that, so I'll keep that out.
No, man, I'd take any criticism, mate. You know what I'm like.
Yeah,
I
I don't like getting.
I need to exercise. I can tell you that now for a fact. But yeah, we're just talking about. We had Hayley Jensen's on the line before, and her wonderful new film clip, which was called
Breaking Heart.
Yes, Breaking Heart. I have to. I got to read me notes, but
Yeah.
it's a lovely animated clip as well. And then we were just talking about Love Child's song, Like a Child, that was animated. Yeah.
That's a fantastic. That's one of my favourite clips, actually. That was done by a friend of ours called Manning Bartlett, who also a very good musician himself, and he actually provided the studio for the second album that we did. We had to pay for it. It wasn't free, but it was mates rates, and he really, really helped us out. And then he came along with a camera and did a couple of film clips. And he was also involved with a children's show, which his wife at the time, being Turkish, had a show they were putting together, similar to The Wiggles, but in the Turkish language. And so it had all these backdrops and all the animated films and all that stuff. He said, how about we do something like this? And I went, what's it going to cost me? And he said, nothing. I said, yeah, let's do it,
Yeah,
So,
that's always a good price, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Keep going.
And that ended up being probably one of the most unusual Love Child songs, but probably one of my favourites,
Yeah, we were talking in the past on a previous interview, and it was you were saying you wanted to write like an uplifting song.
Yeah, look, a lot of my songs are about the typical personal relationship sort of thing, and how you're trying to get over a woman or whatever it could be that's been depressing you, that sort of thing. And I thought, it's a bit heavy. I want something up. I want something to lead a gig.
Yep.
Feeling recharged, because there's enough sad songs in the world. And sad songs are great. I love them. They mean something, But you also want to walk out of a gig not ready to jump in front of a bus and commit suicide. You want to walk out of a gig going, that's great, So,
Yep, for sure.
So I thought, we started off like a real Black Crow sort of tune. Then I experimented with open tunings and the Nashville tuning, which is the version you heard. And I thought my happiest memories, and I reckon 99% will agree, is just being a child and your parents, taking you shopping or something, and the smell of bread always connects with you, no matter how old you get. You walk past the bread shop and it brings back a memory.
Oh yeah.
And so that was the initial thought process, and I had to get that. There is a line in there about cinnamon bread and stuff like that. So it's a little bit. It's not serious lyric. It's just an uplifting, happy lyric. It's not meant to be a Bob Dylan piece of work, who I love, but I just wanted to show the lighter side and happy side. It ended up sounding very country after I put the Nashville tune guitar is something Keith Richards does. And it's a complex thing to explain over the phone, but it gives the guitars that almost pop acoustic feel. And once I started doing that, the song sort of found its own direction and became what it was, as opposed to being like a sort of dirgy Black Crowes bluesy number. It sort of grew into this lighthearted pop thing that you hear.
Yeah, mate.
And that's
definitely it definitely stands out on the album as definitely something of left field from what the band's been used to have been releasing. So and you released it out in the country charts as well.
We did, actually. I mean, I am the songwriter for Love Child, so I try to write differently every time, and I sort of have a bucket list of artists that I love, and I think, I'm going to try and write an old 70s Bad Company sounding song today, and I sort of immerse myself in that style. So I try to do that with every song, so hopefully nothing sounds the same. And there's also a problem with that, because if you don't have a connecting theme in a band, it's very hard to market. But the bands that I listen to don't sound the same. I love Akadaka, and I have one of their albums, and that's enough for me,
Yeah, well, they're all very similar, that's for sure.
Not mocking them, they're fantastic. But the bands that moved me as a kid, with all the Zeppelins and that, because they could have a Stairway to Heaven and they could have a rock and roll number beating you over the head. And that's what it's about, different moods. So a lot of people in Australia don't connect with that. They want to hear, one thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
And but that's why the Americans, I think, have taken a fancy to us, because I try to be diverse.
Yeah, mate.
So
yeah, and you definitely won me over from the first time we met you at the other station we were at.
That check sent you a check. Did you get it?
Yeah, I think I did. No, we've had some.
Maybe one of your Spotify royalty checks.
Yeah, the 0.0001 cent. Hey, how you been surviving the COVID crisis musically?
Well, musically, financially, been okay, because I've actually had less expenses, so that allowed me to have a week or two gardening and then a week or two sitting around the house, and then I got bored. But Alex Smith was stuck in Sydney. Alex Smith, I don't know if people know, but he's the original singer for Moving Pictures.
Yeah.
With that big song, What About Me? I'm sure everyone knows that song. Not Shannon Knowlesbury.
No.
Alex.
Yep.
And he was living at a mate's place, and my mate runs the studio. And he was trying to get me into the studio, and I don't have much of a name, so it was a bit hard at first. He was trying to get Mossy, but Mossy never returned his call. So one day we were at a party, we'd all had a few beers.
Yep.
And I just said, hey mate, let me have a listen at your stuff. So I said, give me your guitar, I just want to have a bit of fun. I said, you can delete it and I'll leave. So we sat down, I played a couple of things, and Alex came out and gave me $100. I said, what's that for? And he goes, I love what you're doing. I said, well, just let me finish the album. I don't want any money. Which he did. He'd looked after me, and I won't go there. And
Yep.
But I was pretty good for free. And then I sort of took over with Guy Delandro, who owns the studio. We sort of took over co-producing it because Guy was tired at that stage. He'd been working on 12 songs, and I came along fresh and started putting my 2 volumes. And it seemed to go really well. So we finished 12 tracks, and just as we finished, Alex's vocalist playing was ready to go. He was stuck here from February without a gig. So he was at the mercy of us,
Yep.
He went over, and we just started mixing, and I think Alex will have a song out around Christmas time. Management sort of going through it and picking the best songs they want to release.
Yeah, Alex Smith, yep. Moving Pictures fame, yeah, he's an Aussie icon, isn't he? Like he's such short in stature but big on voice.
Tell you what, he's big on stories too. Like if you sit down with those blokes, like a few Jim O'Journey come over and listen to the stuff. He loved it. Jim O'Journey from New York.
Yeah,
they're all mates. You guys know each other. And, I met so many of these guys, and once they start telling their rock and roll stories, I'm thinking, there's 3 books here. These guys should be writing books. Forget the music. So it's a period of time we've missed out on. I wish.
I think you got to wait for people to pass on before you can release books like that, can't you?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the way some of them live, I'm surprised they haven't passed on,
Yeah, well, so you've been having fun in the studio with your friend Guy and getting this album for Alex Smith. Any new music coming out in the future with Love Child?
Well, we're sort of on hold at the moment because you've probably seen on Facebook that one of our musicians is not doing so well health-wise.
Yeah,
He's had a bit of rough fright.
We send all our best from the station, for sure.
Yeah, we all talk to him continuously, just not about music, just to see how he's going, because he's still one of our friends as well as a musician.
Yeah.
So I think it's on hold indefinitely, and I'm hoping that James gets over this. And even when he does, which he will, he's still looking at 3 months sitting at home sleeping, he'd be so tired. So I couldn't sit around, so Guy and I gone forward and started writing some new songs for other artists. Hopefully we'll have coming out pretty soon too.
Okay, nice. And I hope we get to hear them and get a bit of a exclusive here at the station.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
You will, mate, don't worry. And there's still some Love Child stuff that hasn't even been released. We've still got sitting in the vault.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, well, we can't sort of release it without a video. So the way the media is at the moment, unless there's a video to back it up, people don't even watch it.
Yeah.
And we learned that lesson with Sazzy. We released 12 songs, and they were here and gone in 3 months. Where these days, 12 songs will get you, 3.5 years of releasing a song every 3-4 months.
Well, we were just discussing that with another artist just before we called you. Yeah, they're releasing one song at a time, and seems to be the way of the future at the moment.
Well, there's no one wants to spend money anyway. There's no money in songwriting. I mean, basically going over these great songs that other artists are going to perform, and we know we're basically giving them away. Nothing will ever come back because
Yep.
Nothing started with it. iTunes and so.
What we plan on doing here, mate, we plan on getting your lovely animated song on our show. So we'd love to get to play it if that's okay. We'll get on Like a Child from Yep, it's from the wonderful Love Child album, A Whole Lot of Sassy. And if you haven't got it in your collection, go to the www.lovechildband.com.au. Is that correct?
Yeah, just order it online because we'll make at least $5 out of it that way instead of making 0.003 cents over the next 4 years.
Yeah. Look, if everyone just purchased a song of their favourite artist instead of streaming, just go buy one song. Go buy 10 songs instead of buying 2 coffees, and support your local artist and your songwriters and your favourite bands.
Well said, Jonesy.
There'll be a lot of baristas out there that aren't happy with that statement. But anyway.
Oh, mate, people still drink their coffee, mate. Trust me, they'll be hanging for a coffee. But they got to spend their money wisely. If people love music, they need to put their hand in their pockets and actually pay for it, because nothing is for free in this world. And it's like everything, you have to. If people don't get rewarded for their efforts, the good songwriters and musicians will just move on, and the music scene will slowly
Or starve.
Yeah, well,
the whole lot of Sassy cost us $20,000.
wow.
So someone had helped me, and the other boys pitched in too. Especially it was me. That was just investing in my career, but could put a hang glider or something.
Yeah, well, we're going to get that song on right now, mate. We're running out of time on this little schedule.
Right.
So this is Dennis Val with the band Love Child and Like a Child.
Stay safe, Dennis.
Thanks, mate.
I've been high till my soul cries like a child. I'm flying wild, soaring so low, away on the door. I don't
It's Australian Radio Indie. Streaming live on the World Wide Web.
That was Dennis we were just talking to from Love Child, and there, well, that was a different animation, wasn't it?
It was another one, yeah. It was a lot of work. They tell me frame by frame they've got to do all that sort of stuff. But yeah, and it was an uplifting song.
Yeah, good song. Now, sometimes I guess you and I, we're both Australians. We speak Australian, and sometimes we drop back into the Australian vernacular.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. And I'm probably a bit more nasal than normal because of the my cough and cold I'm getting over. But I thought we might put on a song by Matt Scullion, and it's called Slangwidge. I know you've played it on the radio. I don't know that we've talked about it.
No, I've been playing that for a while. It gets a lot of positive feedback from our overseas listeners on our Australian Radio Indie radio station. So all you got to do is find us on Facebook, go down to the first thing and you'll see the links, and just click the links and you've got our wonderful radio station, or you can www.australianradio.audio and just click the big button that says play now.
Play now. So I thought we might play this song by Matt Scullion, as I said, Slangwidge, which may help some people to understand some of the banter that Jonesy and I engage in. Anyway, who's Matt Scullion? I think Matt's written a lot of good songs for a lot of good people. He's basically decided that he's travelling around, well, he was travelling around Australia prior to the COVID, and he's, I guess, basically taking his Aussie show, on the road, and it's, I guess, it's a song which resonates with Australians because we can understand or know what he's talking about, but for the people in his class, in this video clip, they're just scratching their heads a bit. So
yes, and we've had some real quality videos on today, and this one might be maybe not as much.
Well, this is, I guess, an example.
Or it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny,
That's
and
what
I
it
guess
is.
this is an example of sometimes I think it was in the first one we were talking about being involved in video clips, and how sometimes you just put out the call. Well, obviously, someone's they've put out the call. They've got the local school involved, and a number of other people, and I think it just does a very good job of
describing the song and the way Aussies speak about
and the way that Aussies speak.
colloquialisms.
So if you are having problems listening, then that's probably a little bit more research you have to do into our language.
Right, and this is for Tony from What's Happening Entertainment Radio. He definitely, on his last show, he was talking about our language and he couldn't really get it. And, well, this will really help you out, Tony.
Okay, let's play Matt Scullion's Slangwidge.
Let's get it on.
Get it on.
Come in, guys. Grab a seat. This is an Aussie lingo lesson for all those overseas visitors who can't understand a bloody thing we say. If you're chewing on a dog's eye, you're eating a pie. If you're giving a bush salute, you're shooing the flies. If you pull up a stump, you're sitting on a chair. And if you're in whoop whoop, you're in the middle of nowhere. If you feel a bit dusty, you're hungover. If you're talking on the telephone, you're on the blower. In the land of the Kazi and the Vegemite sandwich, if you want to talk Aussie, you gotta speak our slangwidge. If you like to eat, you're good on the tooth. And buggered if I know means you don't have a clue. If you're a two-pot screamer, you get drunk real quick. And if you're a bit toey, you want more than just a kiss. If something's cactus, it doesn't work. If you're Reggie-Didge, you're salt of the earth. In the land of the Kazi and the Vegemite sandwich, if you wanna talk Aussie, you gotta speak our slang. A chicken is a chook, a squeeze is a look, a kilometre is a click. Fruit Loop means you're crazy, Roger means you're lazy, crook is a dog means sick. A beer bottle is a stubby, a toilet is a dunny, a number one is a leak. Starkers is your birthday suit, tipsy is a wobbly boot. If it's a rip snorter, it's a real good time. And if you hear the word turtles or hooroo, it means goodbye. If you're doing your nana, you're losing your temper. And if you're having a brain fart, you can't remember. If you're chucking a secchi, you're not going to work. But if you're chucking a UE, you're making a U-turn. In the land of the Kazi and the Vegemite sandwich, if you wanna talk Aussie, you gotta speak our slanguage. In the land of the Kazi and the Vegemite sandwich, if you wanna talk Aussie, you gotta speak our slanguage. If you wanna talk Aussie, you gotta speak our slanguage. Slanguage.
It's Australian Radio Indie. Streaming live on the World Wide Web.
And that was Matt Scullion's Language. So,
G'day, mate.
yeah, I guess, so fingers crossed, some of you understood it. Perhaps we should put... I was watching our program last week, and I actually had subtitles come up on mine, so I don't know whether I pressed a button, but I'm sure...
Closed captions.
Yeah, the closed captions. Yep. So perhaps, I wonder if Matt Scullions is going to come up with...
That's going to be... We'll try that. Well, actually, I might even utilise that fact when the film clip's on, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether you can. Anyway, we've had great fun. Thanks for that, Matt. Now, we've been doing so well, we haven't rambled. We've got a bit of rambling time left.
Ramble.
So, anyway, why are we wearing...
ramble.
We're wearing cowboy hats initially for Haley's, because in looking at the video clip, black and white.
Yeah, this black one come from a lovely Mexican store in... when we were over there in Texas, and we went shopping one day, and I went and bought a few hats and the boots and the hats and the snake skins and the shops in the States were just amazing. I bought myself, not the last time, the time before, I bought myself a set of lizard skin boots. I was going to go with the snake skin. But they looked like a lot more work to keep clean, whereas the lizard skin was a much tighter little scale. So, and this hat. What happened to them boots? Well, I haven't got them on. Oh, you still got them there? Oh no, I've still got them. Oh no, they're very, very special boots. Next week on the show, people. Next week on the show, I want to see. Write in the comments if you want to see Dingo's lizard skin boots. Yeah, okay. He'll bring them. If someone comments, he'll bring them. If no one comments, he'll come with his... No, I've only got my runners on today. And what brand are they, and what colour is it? Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Anyway, and my hat I got in a little town in Grey Bull. I was on the way to the Custer... Grey Bull?
Yeah, it was either Montana or Wyoming, something like that. And I just swung around the corner, and it was literally a typical US little country town, and they had a shop, and I went in, and I thought, I think it was a closing down sale, and I put the hat on, and it fitted my head, and I thought, I'm going to buy myself a cowboy hat
Good on you, mate.
in
Yeah.
cowboy country.
Maybe we should get I suppose you've already got a Akubra.
I've got a few Akubras, so we might drag out an Akubra next week and put on. And I because I tend to travel to the US often in winter, I wear the Akubra. And I was standing in the shop one day, and this little boy says, "Look, Mummy, look." And Mummy, he's pointing at me, and Mummy says, "Don't."
It's a
Mum, it's a cowboy. It's a cowboy, Mum. He's got a cowboy hat on, and it was the Akubra. So, and I then had to explain that this was that I was an Australian wearing an Australian cowboy hat called the Akubra,
made of rabbit pelts.
Made of rabbit fur felt. Yes. Anyway, we've
Yeah,
done and the shirt.
The shirt today. Yeah, well, people, we've had show number 1. We had the Wonderful Ants.
Yep.
Show number 2, we've had
the Scorpions.
the Scorpions. Show
Number
number 3. I'm just going to have to do this, turn that around so I can see what I'm doing. And show number 3
is sunsets and cactuses.
Sunsets and cactus. Look at that, people. Let's go. Let's get a close up. Well, right in there. That's the way.
So that was
Ooh, that was sideways. Actually, let me get a square one. Whoa, geez. Edit. I'm going to edit that.
edit that. So
Right,
that
there we
was
go.
I bought this.
Is
This
it-
in Texas.
You've got some style there, my friend.
Thank you. Well,
That's not a bad camera shot. I should get a little stand for that because people need to see the dingo.
oh jeez,
Have I called you dingo today?
I'm not sure.
I didn't call you dingo once last week.
Okay.
This is
Anyway,
Anyway.
from not rambling, we're now rambling too
you want to
much.
see my shirt? This one is from I think Big W down at Aaron Affair, and yeah. but
Although
I
it
have
looks
got-
very fancy.
I have got my classy jeans on today.
Okay.
Yeah, if anyone thinks that's class, well, you need to reassess your values. All right,
what
let
have
me
we
just
got there,
see.
Jonesy?
So
We've got
the
that
camera's
all-
playing up. Let me just see. How's that look?
We're all wobbly there.
We'll go on camera number 1.
We'll go off camera number. Anyway, it's that time of the week. Thanks for sharing a part of your week with us. Trust you've enjoyed the music. Check out this week's artists online and give them some love. Just to recap, we had that wonderful interview with Hayley Jensen with Breaking Heart, Nearly Rich, My Town, Love Child, Like a Child, and we finished up there with Matt Scullion, Slanguage.
So that's only 4 again.
Well, because we had that very long,
long
interview,
call with- yeah.
and you've got real work to do, Jonesy.
I have actually got my
Real job.
real job for a change, but that's going to be
Anyway, the artist links are in the description. Follow them on social media, stream them, let them know you heard them on Australian Radio Indie. Like or subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a comment. Support Australian Radio TV. Support Tony and Tim at What's Happening Entertainment Radio.
and support both radio stations and both YouTube channels. I would love to get some more subscribers. You know, we grew with about 6 subscribers this week. So
Maybe it's the shirts.
it could be. It could be something.
Or perhaps it's the independent record labels checking us out and going and just watching us, keeping an eye on us like Big Brother.
Well, we get some contact us straight away and say, love what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And we share the love and we'll go back and check them out. Some are musicians, some are just country music lovers, some are just music lovers. And it's just great to be able to basically sit in this little studio, which is on the east coast of Australia on a autumn day. But I'll tell you what, we had a cold spring. It feels like autumn. It's autumn in America.
Yeah, but it was actually a very windy, quite cool day here for spring on the Central Coast.
That cold change come through.
I think it was
last
snowing
night.
up on the mountains behind us.
Yeah, and the if you're outside at night, it's definitely wear your winter woolies because the t-shirts and thongs they're And we're talking about thongs that go on your feet, people.
Flip-flops, jandals, depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah, not the thongs that you wear when you go down the beach, the special beach that you go to all the time. We're going to, what are we going to do again?
Whoa. Now you've got me. What are you? I'm meant to say be kind to each other, stay safe, have a wonderful week, listen to some new music. See you again. Jonesy, what's your...
What am I going to go out with? I'm going to go out with thanks very much for supporting us. Definitely follow us on the radio station. Who wants this man to do more radio work? He needs to get some more MP3s to me. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, I need to. I actually got everything worked out and sorted out in the back room. So anyway, bye for now.
And tell us who you want us to, who you want to see more of, who you want to see less of, who you would like us to chat with. We'll do it. You aim us up, and we'll. We might even ring America next week. How's that? Okay. Reckon we ring it. It'll be our time here. Will be like middle of the night over there. But you know what?
That'll keep somebody away.
Yeah, but what are they doing? They're just sitting at home drinking, having a great old time. I think the music scene in America is still partying in some states.
I think we're now rambling, Jonesy.
Yeah, but they are partying. Like they are actually playing live, and some states are back to normal, believe it or not. In Sydney, I can tell you that there's not too much happening. Up in our area, there's very little happening. Newcastle, a couple of venues, but it's very minimalistic. You have to book and prepay to go in now. You just don't walk in like we used to. And but you'll get all your music right here on Australian Radio Indie.
Bye for now.
TV. Let's do it again. You know, I'm just working him hard, people. He wants to go home. He hasn't had no sleep. He's been awake for about 36 hours straight.
Yeah.
But he is a legend, and he is here. It is Dingo.
Thanks, Jonesy. Bye for now.
Next week, peace and love.
And peace and love. Bye for now.
Peace.
Bye.
I wanted to be a midnight slave. I didn't care at all. I saw a white rider on a painted horse coming my way. So I started dancing in circles down the valleys of the maze in the sun and the moon and the haze. I'm going down, way, way down to the underground. I know it's off limits. When I get there, mate, I'm going to tune into Australian radio because it plays bloody good music. Unreal music. Every song is bloody good, mate. Not like those other stupid commercial stations. Australian radio, mate. That's what I'm going to be playing down the underground. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, baby.
Australian Radio Indie.
Australian Radio